Hey there, I'm Miska, and welcome to Hitscan. We're coming at you live, well, not from the live client, but from the PTR, as you can see in the top left here. And we have got some buffs, nerfs, and other changes that I want to show off that came with the latest patch. So yeah, I'm going to be going through them and trying to show them on screen as I'm doing it as well. Bear with me, I'm trying out some new settings here and some new way to record this. So yeah, first off, Diva. Diva had some changes to her boosters, as you can see here. The cooldown has been increased from 3 to 4 seconds. And yeah, I mean, you can see it in action here. Indeed, 4 seconds on the boosters. And it makes sense because Diva's just been dominating lately. She's been doing really well. A whole lot better ever since she got that huge buff with just 3 seconds before. Now up to 4 seconds on the boosters. So I think totally makes sense. I don't think anyone's going to be mad about this. Well, maybe Diva mains, but overall it makes sense. And yeah, it's not too bad of a nerf. It's still pretty fast, but I don't know. The 3 seconds felt pretty good. Next up on the list, we have Mei, and Mei had some pretty significant changes to her ice wall. The cooldown has been increased from 10 to 13 seconds, and the player collision now allows large heroes to fit through 1 pillar gaps. So obviously what they mean by that is when you put up the wall, one of these will go down when you shoot enough, obviously, and you have the new indications of that as well, the new damage indications on the wall. That was in one of the previous patches that, I mean, obviously we don't think about too much because it's kind of a quality of life change, but that's there as well. So when one of these is down, Roto won't get stuck here because he's dummy thick. He'll be going right through, and yeah, pretty solid. I think the cooldown change is actually a bit more significant though, 10 to 13 seconds. Those extra 3 seconds, you can definitely feel that. I can't quite show it because you gotta just remove the wall instantly if you want to see the 13 seconds pop up in the bottom right. But yeah, Mei has been nerfed, and I think it makes sense because she has also been doing really well. Now her pick rate is never gonna skyrocket as much when she's doing really well because she's a bit more of a niche hero, and also of course she's a DPS, which generally you have a lot more choices, so the pick rates tend to be spread a little bit wider. Next up, we have Sigma, who's had his Gravitic Flux changed. That is his ultimate. The ultimate cost has been reduced from by 10%, which is, well, that's pretty solid. 10% is actually a pretty decent chunk. Now, it doesn't maybe seem like it. 10% doesn't seem like much just on paper, but generally we don't see changes in the sort of 20, 30, 40% changes for Sigmas or, well, for any character with their ult. So getting 10% reduction on the ultimate cost is actually pretty significant. So yeah, good stuff. Happy to see that, and I'm not going to show that off because, well, how could I really? I would just be killing bots here for another 4 minutes or whatever, however long it would take to get the ult. So yeah, not really worth showing. But one last character is, it's Soldier 76, one of my first sort of characters I played a lot of, actually. Definitely the first DPS I played a lot of, and he's had a change to his Helix rockets. So they have been reduced in cooldown from 8 to 6 seconds, and again, quite significant actually. 25% reduction in the cooldown there means that you will just have this up way more of the time, and I think Soldier needs it. He needs a bit of the DPS buff, and just generally, yeah, Soldier needs some love. He's not been doing too great lately, and yeah, he could really use this change, so quite nice to see. Hopefully this goes through. Other than that, there are some more stuff that I would love to see. For example, this patch addresses characters that we've been talking a lot about lately, like Diva and Mei, and I think that's great. But you know, my boy Winston is still doing pretty poorly, not gonna lie. Like, yeah, Sigma is probably gonna be doing a bit better after this, and all in all, like, I don't know, Sigma, we've seen him quite a bit lately, before the nerfs obviously, but Winston we haven't really seen in ages. So, you know, petition to get Winston buffed, please. If anyone from Blizzard's watched this, please buff this character, because I haven't played him in forever. And yeah, he's been picked up a little bit more, but still, that's something I feel like is definitely missing. And I don't really know, honestly, if these Mei changes are really enough to, well, I guess nerf her enough in a way. She just needs to be different. It's just the whole holding down left mouse button like this and just freezing the enemy main tank over and over and over. It's just so damaging to, well, the main tanks obviously, and also that's the sort of thing that just really gets Winston killed. It's not just the wall. Like, the wall is very powerful, don't get me wrong, but I feel like Winston is still gonna struggle after this patch because, well, he's been doing a bit better, but it's just not enough. Now, if Diva stays on top, and if Winston gets some buffs, or just some minor changes, and we see the meta shift a bit, then maybe. But for now, this is what we got. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is new format, and we're gonna just take a look real quick. Here's the Diva changes again. Cooldown increase from 3 to 4 seconds. Here is the Mei changes once again. Cooldown increase from 10 to 13 seconds on Ice Wall. Player collision now allows large heroes to fit through 1 pillar gaps. And Sigma ultimate cost reduced by 10%, and then Soldier 76 cooldown reduced from 8 to 6 seconds. That's it. That's all for me. Thank you guys very much for watching. Tried a bit of a new format. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe for more Overwatch content. And I'm gonna go to bed because it's 1 a.m. over here. Good night.